Welcome back to Are You Ready for Stats? This is the last installment of introducing the ggplot. So I just wanted to show you a couple more things before we finish up this introduction series. One is that I want to remind you when you're working with ggplot, you need to make sure that in order of operations that you have your library loaded in and run, and then your data loaded in and run before you start working in the ggplot. Otherwise, you'll create some errors. Next, when you're adding to a line of code in the ggplot, the plus sign has to always go at the end of a line. So yes, here I'm adding and it's not at the end of the line, but if I wanted to add, for example, to this plot where I'm creating plot 3, I would put the plus sign here as opposed to putting a plus sign here. When you start to put it at the front of a line, R usually will tell you that you have some issues and that it doesn't want that plus sign in that location. So I am going to clean up this plot just by removing the legend and by adding a theme. So to do that, I can do the plus sign here. I could also create a whole new plot, making plot 4 and adding it to plot 3, but I'm just going to add at the end of this line. And then I'm going to start typing out the word theme, and you can see it gives you all of the options that are possible. And I'm going to just do theme and then do black and white since it's the shortest to type. And I'll run. And I'm running all of this because this is the start of a new session. So I need to make sure that my library is read in. All right, now you can see the difference here with the background using that black and white theme. And again, when you start to type theme, you can see the suggestions. So, wait, yep, it does. So minimal is another option. And that you can see what that does. Now, I feel that this legend is redundant because these are faceted by the diet. And so I don't really need to know what diet it is, especially because they're labeled on the graphs. And so I'm going to add a piece of code then to get rid of that legend. And that also starts with the word theme. And then in it, I'm going to say legend.position. And you can see all of the options that start to come up. Again, can be a nice part about R, but also sometimes can be a pain based on what you're trying to type. So I'm going to run that. And now you see that we have no legend, which cleans it up just a little bit more. I want to show you one additional thing because this might drive you all crazy. If you remember, I have said in the past that the order that you add things affects what happens to your graph. So I had just run and it was theme minimal and then theme legend position equals none. Now I'm going to switch the order and I want to show you what happened. So I have the exact same lines of code, but now you'll notice that the diet comes back. That's because in this theme minimal, it has a location for the legend. And so once I put that in, it is overriding where I said I don't want the legend. And so sometimes you have to just play around with the location of things, also knowing that those themes have very specific looks that they have involved with them. And so you might need to adjust the theme after if you want it to be even more specific. So that's the end of these introductory videos. If this video helped, like and subscribe. See you in future videos.